Do they have the most dangerous defense, the Chargers, in the AFC as a whole?
I'd love to take it another way, but I'm going to stay right here in the powder. I think it's them.
Hey.
We've talked all much about how the Tampa Bay Bucs offense has so much talent. This Chargers defense is ridiculous. It's not just the Hayward and the Harris and Linval. You know, they drafted a guy named Kenneth Murray, a linebacker out of OU in the first round that no one talks about because all the talk for the Chargers is about Herbert. I think they're there. I don't see a more talented defense anywhere. What I do think is fascinating about the Chargers defense especially is I've talked about this a lot on the show. We really all have. This defense has never played with the home field advantage. You know, they've played for a couple years now in a venue that they share with Cisco concerts and butterbean fights. They are now, God willing, getting a real electric stadium with, God willing, real electric fans. Ask any defensive player, the biggest asset you could have is crowd noise, intimidation. They've had none of that. All they've had to rely on is talent. Now they have talent. Now they've got this new stadium that everyone's going to be freaking out about and actual crowd noise. The first thing you want to see about the Chargers defense, guys, it's not who's wearing these jerseys on the field. It's how many of the other team's jerseys are in the stands. I think that number goes down this year, and I think the Chargers defense reflects it.
Don't mock butterbean fights, Kyle. I would pay good money to watch a butterbean fight right now. I look at the Chargers, and it's great on paper, and they've put some stuff together, and they won a playoff game a few years ago.
Yes.
And then I look at one of the hardest-hitting teams in cold weather, with the fan base, with everyone returning. The Pittsburgh Steelers, don't be fooled, have a nasty defense. I'm talking Cam Hayward, who should be an all-pro every season. I'm talking about a Watt brother that might not tweet as much or have as many endorsement deals, but could have been the Defensive Player of the Year last year in TJ Watt. Devin Bush, one of the best inside linebackers in all of football right out of the gates last year. And, of course, a defensive backfield that has Joe Hayden, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and Terrell Edmonds. Oh, not to mention Mike Hilton at the nickel, who might be the best nickel in all of football. This Steelers defense last year kept them in every game of the season and willed them to victories. I mean, they lost games last year in crazy fashion to the 49ers, despite causing 5 turnovers. And then in that game against Buffalo on a Thursday night, that defense was as hard-hitting as anyone. The offense just could not do anything. You add in Ben Roethlisberger healthy. You bring back all of these guys on defense. And then you add things like some other people on the outside doubting whether the Steelers will be back. Give me the Steelers defense to return to the steel curtain. I will not want to face them this season.
I like that, Shrakes. Listen, I love the Kansas City Chiefs offense, as we all do. But I feel like that defense, they are the unsung heroes. I'm going with the Chiefs defense. They don't get enough respect in this league. Let me ask you a few did-you-knows. Did you know that they were 7th in the NFL in scoring defense? Did you know that they held teams to 19 points per game? Did you know that in 4 of the games during the regular season, they held teams to less than 10? And given the fact that Pat Mahomes can go off at any point like the healthy Golden State Warriors and put up 40 or 50 points, it's pretty damn good that your team can hold a team under 20. Now, I get it. You're going to sit back and say, Nate, but some of those comebacks were amazing. And they were. We remember that playoff game where they fell down 24 points. But after a blocked punt, special teams, after defense stepping up and shutting down the Texans, they scored just 3 points over the next 41 minutes. Yeah, that was a big game. Oh, what about the actual Super Bowl? We all remember what happened in that Super Bowl. They went down early, and then all of a sudden we're thinking to ourselves, wait, is that the 49ers celebrating on their sideline? It looks like this magical run for Pat Mahomes is about to end. Oh, no, it didn't. That defense, yeah, they might have bended, but they didn't break. They were fantastic. They shut down and gave Pat Mahomes the ball back. They forced 2 punts, and then they went on to shut down and lock down the 49ers to ice the game. So for me, I'm looking at this Chiefs defense and saying, as much as we are going to praise Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, and that fantastic offense, we have to give credit to that defense. Them adding a guy like Frank Clark who will talk and then back it all the way up. A guy like Tyrann Mathieu who will always be the perfect leader on any team that he's on. They built something special on offense and on defense.